I'd like to welcome everybody to our October gathering of the WordPress Web Help Meetup. This month, we're featuring a presentation from Chuck Hardwick of Dancing Panda Marketing. He's going to tell us about Notebook LM, an intriguing product from Microsoft. Google, that streamlines the process of making explainer videos. And if you're not using video marketing in your website and overall marketing plan, you're really leaving a big gap. So I'm glad to welcome Chuck, and I'm grateful he's going to be helping us with understanding a great new tool. We usually start out by calling for any issues. I kind of informally did it during the pre-chat. Brendan, you've been struggling with anything that you want to put on the table that we can maybe talk about later on?
Well, nothing off the top of my head. Just
Okay.
just here.
I'll be I've been playing. I've done a couple of websites for years and years. I've been using the UDesign theme, which at this point is kind of a legacy. I came to it and stuck with it a long time. It was very rigorous, or very robust, out of the box, very plain, a lot of features. Styling was very easy. It had some pretty advanced dashboard capabilities, but I don't know if they got sold or what. I've tried to search online and there's not a whole lot of information, but it almost seemed like an ownership change, and the way they did things completely changed. And of course, it was about the same time that I think they made their change before Gutenberg came online. So since then, I've been less and less happy with it. I've been playing around with Cadence. So maybe some of you guys who've played with Cadence might have some input, and we can maybe talk about that a little bit later on. But let's do our usual go around and introduce ourselves. I'm going to leave Chuck for last and have him introduce himself as the beginning part of his presentation. So I'm just going to go by who I see on my screen. So why don't we start with you, Brendan? Tell us who you are,
Yeah.
where you are, what it is you do, all that good stuff.
Hey everyone, I'm Brendan O'Connell. I run a agency called Digital Anchor, and I build WordPress websites. I've been doing that for close to a decade, and I also make tutorials on YouTube and been doing that for a couple of years, and just generally interested in web design, development, automation, AI, that whole burgeoning sphere, and education and open source, self-hosting, that whole gambit, and helping people make sense of it all, and basically working as a client liaison between people that don't understand tech and people that do, and helping people navigate that. So that's what I do, and happy to be there. And I live here in San Diego, and I live with my girlfriend here, and it's mostly sunny here. Today it's not so sunny, but happy to be here. And Chuck, I'm happy to hear your talk. I actually only recently discovered Notebook LLM, but I'm looking forward to hearing your talk. So thank you for having me here.
Good to have you here as always, Brendan. Michael, Mike Noter.
Yeah, I'm Mike from Spokane. I think I've seen all of you before. I'm kind of a business junkie. I've started a bunch of bit companies and I help people with their companies. But since the scamdemic, I've been doing these meetups quite a bit and helping people with WordPress, and other people are helping me understand WordPress. So I run Woo Wednesdays every Wednesday at noon, and then I do a monthly WordPress meetup kind of Spokane Coeur d'Alene area, and then we also do pop-up meetups sometimes. But I think most of you probably have seen me before and kind of know who I am. So it's anyway. I'm looking forward to this presentation too because I've got several video projects that are stacking up, and I'm working with a couple of I'm trying to learn DaVinci Resolve and OBS and get all those setting rights. And as far as Cadence goes, I think I have 5 Cadence sites. I usually always use Cadence or Astra these days, but there are other options that may be better now. So that's
Yeah,
me.
there's a lot of choices. I'm liking Cadence so far. I've played with Astra as well. Do you have a preference between the two?
I've been using Cadence mostly, but and I can do almost everything I want with the free version. I only
Yeah,
have a couple
that's
of things with the like featured image and stuff. I can't get the formatting quite right. I don't know. I kind of got into the Cadence groove. I've been sticking with it. But I do have Astra sites that I keep going, and I'm not the guy to tell you which one's better. I think Astra has a bigger installed base, but they're both evolving their products, Astra and whoever owns them. There's a lot of like they've got Spectra now, they got AI stuff coming, they've got new plugins, they've got new blocks. They're really they seem to be well established, well supported. They're updated regularly. I can't. The other one is Generate Press. Everybody likes, but I had problems with the free version. I think you need the Pro for that. But those are the 3 themes that most of these advanced developers are really recommending. Now, some of them are moving into bricks, and some of them like Etch, and some of them like But I don't know that they're for the beginners and intermediate people. These established themes like Cadence and like Astra.
Yeah, I found that Cadence with Spectra, man, the free version is pretty darn cool. It's
Well,
very
Spectra is
robust.
Astra.
Sorry?
It's a kind of like a theme page builder, and you can spin. And I think that's the one that uses AI. I haven't used Spectra. I've used the
Spectra
Astra.
does have an AI. I mean, it does have, well, everything's got an AI
Yeah,
capability now, but
it's in there.
um,
But yeah, I like Cadence. But there is a couple of things about Cadence. Recently, I saw a review saying that Cadence is a code heavy and performance heavy, and some
hmm.
of the calls to the server and stuff is burdened by Cadence. I haven't really experienced too much. Every once in a while, my back end will go a little slow, or I'll have, but for the most part, it's been good. But there was some other experts. I think it was on the admin bar, or maybe it was in, one of the Facebook groups, was kind of getting into why Cadence is code heavy is basically the premise. And
Hmm. Hmm.
that was just like last week. I saw that.
How about you've been with it long enough to get a sense of how responsive their development team is
When you say responsive, I think the
to
development team is very, as far as updating the product, but responsive as far as mobile.
no, 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 I'm sorry. I meant the team. Are they responsive to issues, as opposed to the paid version? We usually expect to get better support,
Yeah, I
but
think they
sometimes,
are. I've never had needed any support.
okay.
I do have a little bit of issues with the responsiveness for mobile, some of the edits and stuff, but for the most part, they're really, really pretty good. And once I enable responsiveness for mobile, it seems to work fairly well. The team is putting out seminars. They put out web blogs. If you want to stay up what's going on with the web world, there is a team
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
dedicated to communicating with their. So
They have a lot.
that
They
type of
have a lot of
responsive, I would.
videos
Yeah, they do a
available
lot.
for.
And if you could get the theme and you download it and you get on their email list, you'll probably get every week or so. You'll get stuff from them, updates and
Mm.
stuff they're working on, and if you
Well, I
so.
didn't. I didn't mean to derail us so far at this
Oh,
point. I
okay.
want to make sure that we get to Maria and let her introduce herself. But thank you for that, Mike, and always
Sure.
good to see you here. Thank you. Your contributions are always very welcome. Maria,
Yes, sir. Hi, everyone. I'm Maria from Camas, Washington. I've been working with WordPress since about 2013, and I got into it because the organization that I was involved with, they asked me to manage their website, and they were using WordPress at the time, and I had no idea how to, what WordPress was about or anything. So I searched in Google for WordPress help. And then I just kind of started learning on my own. And 13 years later, here I am, managing WordPress sites and building for nonprofits and just small business, just little, family, friends type things. So that's me.
are there any aspects of web development that because I'm always trying to find people that have an area of specialty like Chuck, whose main area is SEO, but he's also, quite the jack of all trades. And today he's presenting the Notebook LM product for us to learn about. Any particular softwares that you've got a black belt in that we might be able to
Well,
call on you in the future?
well, I use Generate Press. Mike mentioned he talked a little bit about that. So I use a Generate Press Pro and Generate Blocks, and I'm also interested in Etch. If any of you guys on the call are involved with Etch, I'm very much interested in learning that. So I just like learning new tools, learning new ways to be more efficient. I love um, CSS coding and the design aspect. So, yep, that's me. I do not
Awesome.
like SEO. That is not my strong point, nor my interest whatsoever.
Well, I definitely know a guy.
Thank
Well, it's good to have you here. Thanks for being here.
you.
Which I guess leaves me. So I'll go ahead and put up my screen. I'm Edward Sanchez. I am your friendly host, and have been so for the last 2, 3 years. My company is Brass Ring Web Design. I've been designing websites since the late 90s, and I have been specializing in WordPress since about 2009, 2010. 2009 is when I first, took my courses and built my initial free sites for myself, my test sites. And it wasn't long after that I started building them commercially. I really love the freedom that it gives me. I'm able to put a whole lot less emphasis into the nuts and bolts of web design and spend more time. And also, as I am a trainer and coach, I like the ability to empower my clients to do more with their site. And WordPress is that really great Swiss Army knife that has so many capabilities and so many things that you can add. Sorry about that. So many things you can add to it. I'll put my information in the chat, and that is me. I'm also here in San Diego along with Chuck and Brendan. So welcome everybody. That being out of the way, please allow me to, drum roll please, introduce our featured presenter for the evening, Mr. Chuck Hardwick of Dancing Panda Marketing here in San Diego. And he's going to tell us about Google's relatively new tool called Notebook LM with AI, which is designed to create explainer videos in a very streamlined and accessible way. So with that, Chuck, you've got the ability to share your screen to whatever degree you need to. So take it away, sir.
Well, thank you very much for the kind introduction, and thank you for everyone that's attending or watching online. And I'll go ahead and drop my phone number into the chat. And I got to tell you, this Notebook LM, you guys should be really excited to try it out if you haven't tried it out, because it's very powerful. And yes, it can create explainer videos, but that's just one of many things that it can do. You can also create podcasts with it, and you can also use it just to help you understand complex ideas. And the thing that I love about it, well, the things I love about it, one, it's free as long as you have a Gmail account. You can use it, there's no charge. And two, it's very easy. It's not really rocket science at all, and it really gives you this extraordinary power to create videos. As far as my background, I did get involved and interested in SEO back in 2003, and I worked primarily in sales until about 2012 when I started my own company. But yeah, my one thing that I took away from a conversation with someone, I don't even remember who it was, but someone made the comment, you can have the best looking website in the world, but if the right people don't see it, you're wasting your time and money. So that's why I've been so interested in web marketing. And, along the lines, along the way, I found out that WordPress is the best suited platform for SEO, or at least at the time when I decided to use WordPress. So before you guys jumped on the call, Edward and I were kind of getting things set up, and I was trying to upload a PDF, and apparently Zoom doesn't like that. So what I did is I've created this PDF file that explains how to make these explainer videos. And because I could not upload it with Zoom, what I did instead is I uploaded it onto my website. So in the chat, I just put the link to that PDF. Now, what's not clear to me is how this would show up on the recording. But if anyone that's watching the recording wants a copy of the PDF, you can text me at 760-579-6120, and I'd be happy to send you that PDF. Now, for the people that are live here, are you able to see on the chat line the link to the PDF file that I uploaded earlier? Okay, great.
It. Yeah.
So I want to run through an example and show you how simple it is to make these videos. Really the first, and there's different ways you can make the videos, but really in the example, I'm using a PDF file to create the video. And, it's really easy to create a PDF file, especially like if you're in Google Drive. Did you guys know you can create a PDF file very easily in Google Drive just by doing File, Save As, PDF? So I think you guys are all advanced enough to know how to create a PDF file. And then once you have the PDF file, then I'm going to show you the steps to create the explainer video. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Can you guys see my screen now?
I can.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's just yeah. Okay.
Okay, good. So let me go ahead and log into Notebook LM, and it's pretty easy to log in. Once you go to, if you Google Notebook LM, it will come up. And then you're going to just click on this black button here, try Notebook LM. And please, if I'm going too fast or if anyone has any questions along the way, just stop me and say, "Hey, I'm lost," or I want to ask you something. And if you guys want to try this,
You can also type questions into the chat as
oh, that's
well,
a good point.
and
Okay,
it won't show up on the replay, but
right. So that's a
we'll
good
keep
point.
an eye on the chat as well.
Yeah, if we see something come up in the chat, I'll try to read it so people on the replay know what's being asked.
There you
So
go.
once you're in Notebook LM, you can have different notebooks. You can see I've created a few, well, quite a few, maybe a couple dozen, and I don't think there's any limit to the number that you're going to create. So I'm going to create a new one, and the way you do that, you just click here on the Create New Notebook. And then it's Notebook LM is going to ask you to choose a source. Now you can actually can read through websites as well. So you can provide a website. In this example, I'm going to just because this is what my document that I created references a PDF file. So I'm going to just follow kind of that document. And now I don't know if you can see the file that I'm selecting. Sometimes with
We
Zoom,
can.
you can. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So,
nice and clear.
okay, good. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this PDF, which is the one that is basically the one that I created the link for. And then, so now to create the video, the next step is, and you'll see there are different things you can do, like audio overview. You can create a podcast. You can make a mind map, which I have not even played with. You can make flashcards if you're a student. I haven't played with that. I'm not a student. You can create quizzes, reports. I haven't tried any of these except these top two. This video overview, this is the one that creates the explainer video. So you click on that, and this is where we get a little bit challenging in the presentation because this is going to take 5 to 7 minutes to create the video. But what I thought we could do while it's creating, and then I have an Apple Watch. I'm going to set a timer so I know about how much longer it's going to take. And so, yeah, so let's see, it's 6:38. So 6:45, it should be done. So I'm going to, first of all, I want to ask if anyone has any questions so far.
I'll just make a mention that I'll go ahead when I put up the replay. I'll make sure that I include the link to your PDF.
Oh, that would be great.
Because I send it out to, well, first of all, the people who are RSVP'd, but I also will notify everybody in the group. And at this point in time, we've got about 1,100 members in the
Fantastic.
group. So anyway.
I will
Okay,
piggyback off your conversation here, Chuck, and say that
great.
I've used this for approximately 30 seconds myself too, and I use the mind map feature. That's the only thing I used on it, and I clicked it, and what it does is it seemed to find words that seem to come up often within the document,
Okay.
and sort of like connect those together, and then
So it
like
organizes your document into a mind map?
it just basically creates a mind map. Yeah, sort of finds
Nice.
common recurring words, makes a little mind map of that, and then you can click those, and then it'll make a sub mind map of those. It seemed like it was kind of effective. I don't know. I only used it again for 30 seconds, so that's what I'm adding to this.
Mind mapping tools
Wait,
are really great.
yeah,
Oh, thanks for that, Brendan. I appreciate it. Yeah, and so I would, that brings up a caveat with Notebook LM and really any AI tool. Um, they're great and they're powerful. Are they 100% accurate? Actually, they're not. So you do have to check over what it creates. It's very good. I would give it, above a B plus, like in the A minus range. But every once in a while, when I first started using Notebook LM, I was primarily using it to create podcasts, and they were really cool. But every once in a while, the podcast would say something, it's like, no, that's actually inaccurate. So it is, you want to do QA on what it creates, just the same way that if you were to use ChatGPT or Google Gemini,
Well,
is it
this is going
100%
off
accurate?
this.
No.
This is using the OpenAI engine, right?
No, Notebook LM is owned by Google and OpenAI is, its own organization. So I
Yeah,
believe it's using more of the Gemini or the Google AI stuff. And
correct.
it may even be separate. I know they're both owned by Google, but that's actually a really good question. But yeah, so now you might be wondering, well, as someone that is involved with SEO or web marketing, why would you want to create a video? And you probably all know the answer is YouTube, right? YouTube is the second largest search engine. Maybe it isn't anymore. It used to be. It could be that ChatGPT is going to overtake YouTube, but YouTube has a ton of people searching on there. And if you're not uploading your content onto YouTube, you're missing out on a lot of potential viewers. The other thing that I've spent a lot of time as an SEO consultant on in the last 10, actually ever since it came out, is with Google My Business. Google My Business is a really excellent free tool that can help your local SEO. And one of the things that you can do when you've created a YouTube video is you can create a post within Google My Business that points to that video. So one of the challenges when you're using Google My Business to get a lot of respect from Google and to show up high is you almost have to add content on a very regular basis. If you stop adding content, then you can very easily get beat out by your competition. So the
By
challenge
the
then is
algorithm,
coming
yeah.
up with engaging content, right? And it's a lot of work coming up with decent content. Well, if you can create an explainer video, upload it to YouTube, once you have this process down, you can, in about 30 minutes, you can create a video, get it uploaded onto YouTube, and then link to that through Google My Business. So it just streamlines the heck out of it. It just makes it so much faster. Just because I'm kind of like trying to beat the clock here and this thing, let's see. My watch says it's been going for 6 minutes. It's going to be another two or 3 minutes. Let's open it up
I'll,
for
I'll
some
make a
questions or
mention
comments. Yes.
of, you know, some of you have heard me talk about my hub and spokes model for web design, which is, simply stated, is that the website ought to be the hub of your marketing, and that's
Sure.
where all your greatest materials are, all your greatest pitches, your greatest calls to action, all the information that got somebody coming in, all the information that underscores your authority and expertise and experience in the area of web design. And to me, all social platforms, of which YouTube is one of them, ought to support the website and direct traffic there. So my thinking is always the best stuff goes on my website first, and then I will put it out through the various social. And actually, ChatGPT has been quite handy in helping me automate that process to have different posts. Once I have a particular topic or object that's going on my website, I can then have ChatGPT give me differentiating social posts for different platforms, where, the length of verbiage is going to be longer, Twitter is going to be short, and this and that, but it'll automatically generate them for me. I can have different hashtags for each one that best accommodates, the social platform it's going on. So don't forget, if you've got an explainer video, think about putting it on your homepage, because that's one of the ways that we can engage. We can lengthen those engagement times. That's where your website's job is basically to explain what makes, there's many people that do web design. There's many people that do WordPress. There's many people that do Woo. There's many people that do SEO. What is it about us that makes us special and unique? And an explainer video is an ideal way to do that. So anyway, back to you, Chuck.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I did exactly that. I have a client in Houston that's a chiropractor. I made the explainer video, and I put that explainer video on the homepage. And I see Mike raised his hand.
Mike's got his hand up, yes.
You have a question?
Yeah, I do have a quick question.
Sure.
Because I've got a bunch of these video projects coming up, and this is interesting, but I want to, like, my advanced digital website, which supports the meetups that we do. If I take information from, like, say, for DNS or for email or for contact forms and from published stuff, and then I feed that into this notebook LM, am I violating copyright to get it? So using experts that have already summarized it, and then I feed it into the LM notebook or notebook LM to create a explainer video, is that unethical, or is that?
I'm not an attorney and I don't play one on TV, so I would have to pass on that question.
All right.
My whole thing with things like that is it's always easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Well, there's also, since we have AI, forgive me for popping in, but AI gives us the chance to take source material and use the AI to rephrase it, so that we're not guilty of plagiarism, but we are able to convey the concepts.
I suppose I could put into the video or the PDF that you upload something and attribute multiple sources.
Right. And also you could ask ChatGPT, explain what you just explained to us, put that into ChatGPT and see what it says. Of course, it's not 100%. But
I think we're so far past that in terms of legalities. I mean, people are already creating deep fakes of. I mean, look, the president of the United States is sharing deep fakes.
Yeah, but you know what? Legal firms are also using AI to basically go out and index the web for trademark and IP infringements.
I think it's too late. I think the genie's out.
What do you mean?
I think it's too late. There's too many AI videos now.
Well, but I mean, if you have a legal company that's coming at you directly,
I'd like to see any case. I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything.
So a quick follow-up question. Do you have any samples of videos that you've created that, just a short one to see? Because I'm trying to figure out, I can get the audio part. I don't know how it creates the video, or do you just have a static learn about this?
No, that's a perfect question, because I have great news. It took 8 minutes and 49 seconds, but the video is actually ready. And so, and that kind of leads into like my presentation. So once it's created, I don't know if you noticed, but it said down here earlier, creating video is like spinning. And then when it's done, then you can either play it or download it. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. And what I don't think I can do very easily with Zoom, I can try playing it, but I don't think you'll be able to hear it. But what I intend
what happens if you play if you hit the little player
Yeah,
But
let's try it. I don't think you'll hear it. Let's give it a try.
There is a Zoom setting so you can share your audio.
Oh, okay. Let me pause then and find that. Let's see here.
I'm looking for it too.
Oh, it didn't start yet. Okay. Well, let me hit play and tell me if you guys can hear this. Could you hear that?
I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah. But what I can do very easily is, so now what I did was I downloaded the MP4 file. So I'm gonna upload it to YouTube and then send you guys the link, and you'll all be able to watch it. And what we can do, it's not very long. I think it's it's 5 minutes long.
If you go in your audio profile really quick,
Zoom?
there's a number of where your microphone is. If you hit on the little up arrow will open up, and one of your choices is audio settings. If you go down to your audio profile.
Wait, do you mean in Zoom or?
In Zoom, yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If you choose, probably I'd start with the first option, which is Zoom background noise removal. Now, if you click on that, I would
wait. I'm lost. Okay, so I click on the microphone first.
Click on the microphone and choose the audio settings.
Audio. Okay, audio settings. Got it.
And then the last, not the last section. They've added a section. The audio profile section.
Oh, okay.
Has an option that says Zoom background noise removal recommended for most users. Try that and click the low setting and try this again. Let's see if we can hear it.
Okay. What about
when you share, make sure you do share system sound.
Share. Okay.
That one's on
the
you,
one.
Chuck.
Okay, so I did low faint background noise, and then I do system share as well.
That's where it is when you're sharing the screen.
But that's in the share button.
Oh, okay. When I share.
Yeah, go ahead and click share again and see if there's a checkbox that needs checking.
Okay. I click share, and then
DK was saying that
being on the top.
It would be like before you actually share your screen. There's like when you're selecting which monitor to share.
Right.
There's a little checkbox usually for share system audio or something like that.
Oh, okay. Share, and then I pick the box. There I see it. Share option, share sound.
There you
go. That one? Okay.
That's the one.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, what's my system password? Let's put that in. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'm going to hit play. But I'm not hearing it. Are you guys hearing it?
Is there a volume handle on the video? At all? No.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me just go ahead and upload this to
just put it up to YouTube if you
can. Well, you guys can see do you see the explainer video? I know you're not getting sound, but you'll see. Okay, this is kind of the video that it's creating, so you'll get the idea. It's pretty slick. Anyway, yeah, let me go ahead and put that up onto YouTube. And
the audio is basically just a voiceover read?
Yes, it is. So I'll go ahead and upload that real quick and send you guys the link.
So the video is a series of cards then. It creates the cards to go with the audio.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and upload that MP4 file. I don't think this will take too long. Let's see. I guess it would depend on how fast this internet connection is. Let me copy the link next.
Did you notice what the file size was?
I did not, but I can check on that. Let's do next. And we'll make
Can't imagine it's that large.
I don't think it's too big. Publish. Okay, they're checking my content. Publish anyway. All right, let's see if it's going to give. It says 3 minutes left. Okay, it says 10 minutes left. Okay, weird that, oh, maybe it's done. Let me see if that worked. Okay, there it is. All right, so I'm going to put this link, this YouTube link into the chat if I can. Let me end this screen share. And so that's pretty much my presentation. So I don't know if you guys want to take a few minutes where we each watch the video. You know, it's
Why
like
don't we do this? Why don't we give it a few minutes to finish doing its thing? In the meantime, I'll throw it over to Mike. Mike, are you ready to do some news for us?
Sorry, I was watching that video. He just yes, I can pull that up. Give me a you're talking about the Woo Wednesday news?
But the video is already streaming?
Yeah, he put the link in the chat, and then you click on it, and then you can start watching the YouTube, and it comes out featuring the Notebook LM as on the.
Right. It is going to advertise for Notebook LM,
Can
which
you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, that I know what you're going to ask. Is there a way to remove that
The water.
Pay
Google
them.
branding? That's a great question. I never thought
Pay
about it.
them.
Yeah, maybe if you pay them, or I guess you could
Oh yeah, that's
try
usually
to
the way to
edit,
get
try
rid
to
of
edit the file.
advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, what you guys watch that video whenever you want, and it's cool. I mean,
That's
it's
pretty impressive. I mean, it sounds good. I'm hearing some of the audio. I mean, and that's not bad for just,
Yeah,
one
I
shot.
mean,
the little bit that I was able to watch, I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool. This is
Yeah.
great presentation.
Like if you're just trying to make some explainer videos, like that's exactly what you want.
so
Yeah.
let's talk about some use cases, because one thing that I didn't have success with, but maybe if I stuck with it, it would have paid off, would be, I mean, if you guys have been doing WordPress sites for 10 years, you probably worked with some people 4 or 5 years ago, and there's not much more work coming in. So, you want to maybe start a conversation with them to see if they have another build they want you to do or some updates. Why not make an explainer video for them and send it to them and say, hey, I was just playing with this AI tool. I made this explainer video, and they're going to be like, wow, that's pretty cool. So that's one use case. The other one was, I think you asked if there was an example, and I wanted to show this site where I did. I have this client who's a chiropractor in Houston, and let's see, complete clinic. So I did an explainer video for them, and I leveraged it with the Google My Business. And then I put oh, maybe I didn't. I thought I put the explainer. Oh yeah, I did. They're in the Sharpstown neighborhood. Oh, I could have sworn I put it on here. Okay, maybe I didn't. But yeah, it's easy enough with WordPress to add, YouTube links to a video. So that's another good use case. And then I'm thinking another thing that you can do, it's very easy on LinkedIn to create a PDF based on your LinkedIn profile. So for someone that is job hunting, why not create an explainer video of why you are a good candidate? Send it to the recruiter.
Video resume.
Video resume. So there's a lot of fun uses for it. And if you guys like this, you should also try in Notebook LM the podcast feature, because if you want to make a podcast, this is a very quick way to make a podcast. And when it creates the podcast, there's two people. There's a man and a woman's voice. It's all automated, and it sounds very like, it sounds like real people. It's incredible. Kind of blow your mind.
So I got a comment and a question. The comment initially is for the use cases. A lot of times when you bring on new clients and you build them a website, explaining to them how to publish and how to, what the calls, and having this already pre-done to explain to them could save you a lot of time. As I always say, if you have any kind of problem, if the difference between a post and a page or
That's a great idea. Yeah.
you could get this library built in that could really help you, especially if you're an agency or clients. The question I had though is, all right, can you put your own images into this? Can you do your own video snippets? Like, let's just say let's go back to that video resume sort of thing. Well, you probably want to have your own face on there. You probably want to have maybe your own commentary. Does that integrate very well with this notebook?
That's a great question. And the short answer is I don't know. But what I do know is with Notebook LM, you can have multiple sources. So like in the example I showed, I just added a PDF. You can add other sources. I think you could add multiple PDFs. You could add websites.
Links.
I'd be very surprised if you couldn't.
Yeah.
So I could link to articles.
Yeah.
And then ask for explainer video, and then maybe attribute the cited sources. Out of respect, I'm pretty sure what Brendan's saying. It's like it's everywhere. You're never going to stop it.
But it's respectful to give people credit where credit is due. That's the right thing ethically. Yeah, I agree.
We have to seek our own ethical standards, and if I'm getting information from someone that went to the trouble to do a post, to research a subject, the least I can do is attribute them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the great thing is it's free. So you guys, now that you know how to get into Notebook LM, you can, just play around with it. And, warning, you might waste a lot of time because you're going to go, wow, this is really powerful. And you can kind of get sucked into it. But it's something fun you can do for free.
Well, I find that anytime that I waste learning these things is simply an investment because I am going to turn around and if it's appropriate for a project, I will incorporate it for that client, but I will charge them for my time and whether it's me setting up an explainer video or simply explaining it. So.
Yeah, this is fantastic, Chuck. Thank you. I wasn't aware of this. You did a great job kind of, give us the Cliff Notes version of it. I always try to have a free resource every week, and I'm wondering, well, I'm going to run out of free resources. I've been doing it for 5 years, and I've got at least 10 or 12 of them, but I'll probably bounce this one up and feature it on Wednesday just because it's pretty powerful. You can do a lot with this. I can see it, and it's free. We like free.
The price is
that is my favorite rate.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Edward from Brass Ring Web Design popping in for a sec to tell you how we can help your DIY website project by making your website effective, not just pretty. At Brass Ring, we take a big picture approach to digital marketing, building a strong foundation that drives long-term growth. We use our hub and spoke traffic model. Yes, of course, we design high-performing WordPress websites that serve as your central marketing hub. We also coordinate traffic to it from key platforms like email marketing, SEO, social media, and ads. We align every aspect of your digital presence for lasting success. More than just ad managers, we're your partner, optimizing the entire customer journey to better use your time and marketing investment and deliver lasting value. Training and coaching you along the way means you continue to save DIY money and retain control. And now, back to our meeting.
Yeah, I think you can have up to 100 sources, right? Is that right? For free or per project?
You could do a really sophisticated project with that many sources.
Some cool stuff here, man. It's
God, yeah.
These other AI tools that I've got to feature, they're pretty impressive too. It's like this stuff is just it's evolutionary.
I've now done hundreds of chats in just ChatGPT. I've still been mostly focusing on that because I want to have that one really down. I pretty much do. because I want to be able to help my clients use that one, and it's still the one that has the name recognition and it's ubiquitous. But this is definitely going to be my next area of focus. I like this. I like this. Hey, can I throw it to you, Mike?
Yeah, I guess I didn't mean to jump the shark there. What is it that you wanted me to, did you want me to do
No,
the,
it's
do
time for,
the Woo
ladies and
news?
gentlemen, it's time for Woo and WordPress news.
All right,
I'll send you over to our Woo and WordPress, what do we call him? Our correspondent, Mike from the Great White North. And
well, I appreciate you rounding up on there. I thought I was going to get this up and ready to go and be just a moment. This
we'll go ahead and put up your
I call
link
it
in the meantime.
current news, but let's go ahead and
I'll throw your link in the chat while you're getting it up and running.
host disabled participants screen sharing.
I'm gonna send them to your blog page.
Yeah, you have to let me share.
Oh, sorry.
I just enabled it.
Alrighty.
Okay, hang on a second here.
Okay, so yeah, I see it now. So I'll share it. You got the link to it. Okay, so for those that don't know, and I think everybody's probably are familiar with it, but this is my Advanced Digital Collective. It's an informal sandbox type website. We cover a lot of issues. This site will change, the colors will change. Yeah, I use it for live demonstrations. But the main thing on this is I've got a list of online meetups here. That these are all mostly online, and I know several of you know some of the people that we follow around. And then I have this blog, and this blog is basically the Woo Wednesday blog. So I'm going to point out these are all AI generated images that I'm just playing around with. I play with different every week. I try to do some AI tool just so I can understand it. So there's 10 to a page, there's 16 pages, there's 160 posts. So this is about 5 years worth of work. So the most recent news is here. And so I'll just run down this. And what I did, this is the first time I used Nano Banana, which some of you may know about that AI tool. And it's free, but they only give you so much the first time around, and then you got to wait 12 hours to get more credits if you don't buy the premium. But all I said, show me a Busy Lab, give me a sign that says Woo Works, make the lettering in purple because that's the theme, and that's what they produced in about 15 seconds. So
what's their premium level cost?
I don't know. I'd have to dig into that. Nano Banana was the Google, what they call it when they have a project. There's a word that they use for it's the code name for the project, right? And so they call it something. I think they call it image arts now, but other people say but most people refer to it as Nano Banana, and it's one of the best AI creating. They do a really
nanobanana.ai.
Yeah, and it's a Google product. Yeah.
It's also called Gemini, Mike. Was that the word you're looking for?
Well,
Gemini?
no. It's like let's just say the Manhattan Project was the code name for the nuclear bomb,
Oh, okay.
right? So when it was in development, the code name was Nano Banana.
And kind of the working title.
It sort of stuck with it, but I think they call it image arts. And I use Gemini a lot, but I have a little problem with Gemini because they keep kicking to Canva, and Canva. They have problems with the text. They misspell a lot. The photo's not too bad. The image is not too bad, but the text stuff is always sort of wrong. So I don't really like using Canva. Now, Dave Shargle, DK knows Dave. He was talking about it. He says they had it. They knew there was a problem. They're getting rid of it, but it still wants to. If I use Gemini, almost all of them come out as Canva images. So now I'm going straight to Nano Banana, which is image arts. And that's the first time I've used it, and it worked quick. It was fast. I had a little problem with borders. They put borders in here I didn't really like. I've got a new one. It's going to be an amusement park. I'm calling it Woo World, and that's looking pretty good. And I told it to take the borders out, and it fit pretty much the way I wanted to. That'll be next week or the upcoming one. So anyway, on the news, what I always do is I feature Eric and Eagle. Most people know these two great resources. They got tons of web clients. They do meetups. They have websites. If you're going to be doing websites, you want to follow these guys around. And here's the links to their websites. On Eagle, he created something about maybe 6, 8 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, called the a WordPress community. I think he's using Fluent Communities. So anyway, with an email address, you can get in there, and he's got all kinds of different topics. And if you don't want to wait for a meetup and you got a problem and you're trying to solve it, you can go in there and ask a question. There's probably going to be someone that's probably going to get with you right away. Free resources, and Eagle's great, man. Well, they're both exceptionally knowledgeable, but I always feature these as the kind of for meetups that are coming up. But anyway, each week I will run through the meetups for this week. Now, this was last Wednesday, so most of these have passed already. I think we've got, here it is. There's Ed's creator.
Oh, yeah.
I featured
Make sure you all attend that one.
Yeah. And then tomorrow night, there'll be the Inland Empire WordPress virtual developer night. And that's the same one that the Inland Empire, it's Southern California, and it's Steve Kinzinger and a guy named Various, and they're both in that group, and they both do separate meetups. Steve does a help desk, pretty comprehensive. I've been with him all night long, helping with people till like 10 o'clock the next day. But Various, he's more of a developer side of things. He likes the AI stuff too. So anyway, that's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, you wind Steve up and let him go, and
oh yeah, well, both of them are. It's like it's not for everybody, but I like them. They're good guys, and they are very generous with their time.
Oh, absolutely.
So anyway, WooCommerce has officially. If you go to the repository, it was 7 million. It used to be 8 million, but because of the dust up between WP Engine and Automatic and Matt Mullenweg, a lot of people are getting their updates in different places. So the actual installs of WooCommerce is probably like 8.5 million now. But in the repository, it's 7 million. I didn't want to overstate it. The current version is 10.2.2. You can, there's an article talking about what's in that if you're interested in it. This is something I really appreciate them doing. This update release schedule has changed, and what they did is they pushed it back 2 weeks, so it would not come out at the time of the what do they call it? Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And this has been a problem with WordPress and WooCommerce. They do major updates right in the middle of the busiest time of the year, the Christmas season, right? And I was like, why do they do that, right? It's like, because there's glitches that come up, and you don't need your site going down at the busiest time of the year. And I think they're starting to understand that. So this next version of this update that's coming for WooCommerce has been pushed back a couple of weeks. So I appreciate them doing that. And you can read about what's going on there. It's in the article there. Now, if you're not familiar with WooCommerce, then you go to their website. They have 2 blogs. They have a developer blog for people that are building tools and plugins and applications and the code and all this stuff. And then they have a general blog. A general blog helps people with conversion rates and marketing and that type of stuff. They're both of interest if you're running websites and if you're an agency, or if you're even if you're running just one little e-commerce site. It's good to know that if you're using WooCommerce. I just want you to know that there's 2 of them, and you have to dig around a little bit to get to the developer blog. The general blog is featured prominently on the homepage. So anyway. 10.3 is coming out a little bit later. They're going to talk about some of the updates that are coming on that if you're interested in it. This AI and agentic commerce in WooCommerce. Now, what's happening now, there's agencies and there's these AI agents. And I was a little confused on this, and someone helped me figure this out just at the last meetup. So these AI agents are tools, kind of what Chuck was showing us, that will you use these agents to do these tasks. Like it may be financial analysis of documents. It may be creating your newsletters. But all this is being generated automatically. And so here's an article in the developer blog talking about how you incorporate these AI and agentic commerce in WooCommerce. So if you want to be in this space and you want to use WooCommerce as a tool, this article would be useful. Automatic for agencies. Now, this is the difference. The other one was agents, AI agents, and now we're talking about agencies, right? So if you're running an agency and you're working with a team and you're doing design work and you're doing all, this article is talking about how Automatic is working to integrate with agencies to help them facilitate the business of running a website agency. So a little confusing if you don't think about the difference between an agent and agencies, but it's starting to come clear to a lot. And both of these are like sort of exploding. Lots of articles about AI agents, lots of articles about AI agencies, sort of the future it looks like. Strategies to control costs and delight shoppers. This is an article in the general Woo blog, the difference between the developer stuff and the the general Woo blog. And this is an article that talks about how you manage your costs, how you deal with shoppers. It's just it's more about the focusing on how you're running your business, not so much the technical aspects of running a website. Future-proof your e-commerce data strategy with zero and first-party data. It's from the general. Data is very important. There's lots of ways to collect it. There's pros and cons with all that, but most people are not using data that could be valuable to them in facilitating their business and advancing the stuff they're doing. So this article speaks to that. And if you're trying to learn more about your customers and learn more about what your customers want, this article could be of use to you. And then Snapchat launches WooCommerce integration for promotions. Now Snapchat, I've never been on it. I probably need to get on it just so that I know what's going on with it, but it's a pretty popular app. Anyway, WooCommerce is going to feature products right on Snapchat. So you will not have to go to your WooCommerce page. They can buy in Snapchat. At least that's how I understand this article. So, I'm a little older, or maybe a lot older. My generation, they don't really take to this, but the up and coming generations, they're using all of these social media apps all over the place. And so you can reach large growing markets by understanding these tools, these platforms, and how to integrate with that. And WooCommerce is making they're making some concerted efforts to integrate with some of these apps to make it easier to sell your products in these different environments. So very useful if you're moving forward. All right, so we go to Woo News. There was not, WordPress news, and it was kind of slow. There wasn't a whole lot. We're on 6.8.3. It's a recent maintenance release, but 6.8 has been a pretty stable release for the most part. But they did have a couple of security fixes that just came up recently. Probably been a week now, a little bit more, but a WordPress 6.9 is coming. Now I got this from the Gutenberg Times, someone who specializes in the Gutenberg, which is basically the block editor now. But they're talking about the 6.9 that's coming here pretty soon. So if you're trying to, there's different stuff's happening within the WooCommerce core. They talk about that. Builderus, this is brings an AI-assisted GraphQL development to WordPress. Now, this is really for your advanced developers here. And these are the people that are using headless type setups. And what they're doing is they're integrating and they're using this GraphQL to be more efficient in how they use the server and retrieve data, and they go to the database back and forth. It's beyond me. It's pretty advanced, but you have efficiencies then when you adopt these new technologies or software advances. Now, this is probably a paid program, and it's the Search Engine Journal. A lot of people don't like them because there's a lot of clickbait, but they publish a lot, and they really tend to be on the pulse of what's going on in the WordPress world. So, this AI-assisted server-assisted stuff is for your advanced developers. This is probably going to be a useful article. And then why WordPress remains the leading platform for small businesses in 2025. Now you can find 8, 10, maybe a bunch of people doing this kind of articles. WordPress is, they're not half the internet, but they're very close. They're like 45% or whatever it is. So anyway, but this article, this Tech Bullion, they do pretty well. So they summarize why WordPress is such a good choice for small businesses. And there's a lot of reasons. A big community, a lot of support. It's just, and we all know people in the WordPress community that are great resources. They're generous with their time. And but anyway, this article goes in detail about why you would choose WordPress. Now, there are cons. There's always pros and cons. WordPress tends to be a target because there's so many of them. You're right. But anyway, that's an article, and I always like to throw, because a lot of times I get newer people come into the meetups, and I just, this is really for them. Most of the people that I know a lot, I've been seeing for years, they know most of this stuff already. Now, on this free resources, coming from another one, this is an AI agent called Mind Studio. And so anyway, what they do is, You give it a couple of parameters and you tell it what you want to do, and it will do it for you. So I went ahead and shared this video in here, and if you just want to check it out, it's not a very long video, and they'll give you a couple examples of how you use these agents. It's a task-oriented using AI. It's a lot like what Chuck showed us with the learner videos, but it's dedicated in a little different realm. But it's another great tool. And it's free. Now, when I went to the site and I went to pricing, I didn't see a free version. But on the bottom side, they say the free version plus this other stuff for the lower paid. When I was looking around earlier, I found the free version, but when I went the other day, I couldn't find it. So I'm not 100% sure it's free. It's not very expensive. It's very powerful, but it was my free resource for last week. And next week, I think I'm going to share Chuck's Notebook L&M, because that's a pretty cool app, plugin or whatever. So, and that is the Woo news from last week. DK.
Did you guys record the presentation tonight?
I think he did.
Cool.
Ed, you're muted, but did he wants to know if you recorded it.
Yeah, he did start the recording. Yep.
Okay, cool. And that'll be posted somewhere?
Edward, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, you're muted, Ed.
Should be recording.
Sorry. Yes, I am recording, and I just put in the link for the Mind Studio. Their plans start at $16 a month plus usage, and that's the annual rate. Their starter, if you're paying monthly, is $20 plus usage.
Yeah, but you see the low end, it has a note there saying everything that's in the free plan plus.
Where's the free plan?
That's what I couldn't find the last time when I looked.
Yeah,
And
see,
I ended up,
I'm on here.
There's so many automation platforms now.
So here's their
see on that starter plan?
14. It said 14-day free trial on that last screen. If you.
Yeah, but you see on that starter plan, it says everything in the free plus the following.
Right there in the blue, 14-day free trial, no credit card required. The
Right,
second column.
Right, that's in the second one. But in the starter,
Oh,
you get everything in the free plus this much.
It does say
So there's
that.
a free floating around. And this is not uncommon. This has happened a lot of times, that there's a free version and they will not feature it in their pricing schedule. But if you dig around, you can find this is not uncommon. But I don't recall exactly where it was at. I'd have to go digging. But I did land on the free version when someone was showing it to me. And I think that was the Las Vegas Online Entrepreneurs Group is where I got that from, which is turning out to be a pretty good, it's a new group, but they're...
Was that maybe a charter member promotional thing or something?
No, because he gave me the link. I got to dig through it and figure out exactly. But maybe the free's not there. I don't know. It's a pretty powerful tool. You watch the video, you get a sense of what it can do. Yeah, when I do free resources, it's not an endorsement. A lot of times I'm sharing stuff because I want to hear what the experts actually think about that tool as much as, you learn, right? There's good and bad and pros and cons, and a shovel can be a great resource.
You do a great job of putting intriguing products in my path, which is all I need. I can.
Yeah, we all decide for ourselves, right? It's like
exactly. All right. Well, thank you, Michael. Were there any more questions for Mike? No.
Thanks for sharing, Mike.
Yes.
Got some new ones.
And we're coming up on the top of the 7:30. So it's time to start to wrap it up. I would remind everybody to go ahead and save the chat. I'll put that, not that I don't think anybody's here who doesn't know how to save the chat, but
Ed, will your video be available on your
yes,
Meetup
sir.
page?
Yes, sir.
On
It
the
will
Meetup
be.
page?
Now, I'm going to stop the recording here in a moment, but I'll keep the room open. So if you guys want to have a little bit more informal chat once we're done, we've taken care of the business. I haven't got a presentation for next month, so I would ask that if you know of something or someone that would be a good fit for our group, bring us good content, something that like Chuck has done, we can use in our businesses, in our careers moving forward, or something that might fit in perfect with a client project that we're working with. I invite you to please contact me. I have, again, my contact is in the chat, and there it is again.
Hey, I want to follow up on DK's question there, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Edward, but generally he sends an email link to the video updates. It usually be in a few days. So,
Yes.
Yeah, so and since you're in the meetup, you'll get an email from Edward.
Did you RSVP, DK?
I don't think so.
I think you might be able to. Well, but you belong to the group, so what I'll usually do is I'll send a note out to the people who attended, at least the people who RSVP'd, because there's always a group chat for each event, and then I will send one out to the entire membership roster. Plus, I'll put it on 3 different Facebooks and 2 different LinkedIns and Instagram and Twitter and you name it. Next door took me down. They said I was posting too much. I was trying to post like 3 times a week, but anyway, I am currently in Nextdoor jail. Oh my!
You want content until they don't want content.
It's, and it's Mike. You'll appreciate this. It's been quite a while since I've been in jail, so it was.
I haven't been in jail for. I used to be in jail all the time. I mean, I lost 5,000 followers on Twitter when they were doing the purges. If Facebook would have me in jail in the last
ridiculous.
Several years, man, it's like that's all gone away.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that it's all gone away because I have no way.
Fair enough.
I have no way of checking my, the shadow banning aspect of things, and I still have a feeling that there are some people.
I think that's happening on Facebook still. Twitter, I'm seeing all my friends and the
Twitter, yeah.
I'm starting to see their content consistently. On Facebook, though, it's ads and sponsored and recommended. I still have a hard time for, I don't have 1,000. I think I have 800 or so Facebook. They're usually family and their friends or associates and,
Big family.
A lot of people that are aligned with me political, but also people that are not aligned with me, but they're dear friends I've had for, decades, right? But I can't get their content. That drives me nuts. This is recommended for you, or then there's an ad. I was with another friend of mine. We had to do a weekly meetup, and we hang out and we talk about stuff, and we both are watching Facebook at the same time, and he's not getting what I'm getting an ad every 3 posts. I'm going, it's a post, an ad, post, an ad, and then half the posts are recommended posts.
All I know is the philosophy. All I know is the philosophy of Elon's takeover. Now, what has happened since then? With all the blue checks and this, that, and the other, I don't know what's going on. I've always used Twitter as kind of a one-way street. I basically project information that starts on my website, and it's one of my spokes. But as far as I don't spend a lot of time there absorbing content because I still think that's probably an iffy proposition.
Yeah, I didn't pay for the blue check mark. I'm not paying for anything. But when I first got on Twitter, I was following the CNBC journalists, and I was following, people that are making news, people that were
Yeah.
The people, some of the people that I'm friends with, they're pretty big names today. But back then, when I first joined, there was only like 20, 30 million users.
Well, I'm glad they've got an audience at this point.
Yeah, because I'm interested in, it was mostly financial news. Like I followed all the people on Squawk Box because we're on the West Coast. That you got to get up at 3 a.m. to see those guys, right?
Oh, I know.
But I can see what they post all the time, and so I don't use it to broadcast. I use it to, all right, what's this guy working on? What's this guy? And then, but there's the political stuff. Sure, there's politics in everything. The people say, oh, well, there's no politics. Well, there's politics in raising a family, politics in your neighborhood. There's politics at the school board. There's, it's just.
It's kind of just a formalized interaction between.
It's how you interact with society. It's not necessarily good or bad. I mean, you can think of it good or bad, but the Twitter is a very powerful platform, and that's a major news feed for me.
No, this would be a completely different world if A, Twitter didn't exist, and B, if Elon hadn't taken it over. Because I mean, we've now seen the evidence that there definitely was, the government was stepping in and putting their finger on the scale.
Yeah, they've admitted it. Facebook admitted it.
Oh yeah,
Facebook said it. Who's the guy? Zuckerberg admitted it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When Jack Dorsey left, and the guy that took over, he was militant about suppressing people.
Yeah.
He was just.
Thanks, Chuck.
Well, that's the thing. Also, I mean, those the people with the leader. Are you out of here, Chuck?
Yeah, I gotta go. Thank you guys for attending.
Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. I want to thank Chuck Hardwick from Dancing Panda Marketing for being here and telling us about Notebook LM. Make sure that you, those of you who are here, you save the chat. We'll put some appropriate linkage in the description. For those of you who are here on the replay, I will keep the room open. So I have to remember to stop the recording and not end the movie.
I thought it was stopped. I wouldn't have gone down that road. I thought we were just like in the
No, it's okay.
So,
all right, well,
thank you again, man.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
The marketing